This is really important. The hard question. So I watched this YouTube clip from another trader who I thought was excellent, where he talks about how um, with trading, right? When you have a stop loss, what is a stop loss other than a promise you've made to yourself that you're going to exit if the price hits this level? That's all it is. It's just you've made a promise to yourself, and if you don't keep your promises to yourself, right? Do you think you're going to keep your stop loss in place? So he makes the point that if you don't keep your promises to yourself, you don't keep promises to others, do you break your word? Because what else is a stop loss other than a promise to yourself, or you keeping your word to yourself? Because like no one's stopping you from just clicking the button and then oh, the stop loss is gone. I pulled it, right? Would you give yourself money to trade? If you could pick between any trade, would you give yourself money? And then I said trading is a reflection of who you are as a person. If you keep your promises, you're going to keep your stop loss in place. I promise you that, right? If you're disciplined as a person, you're going to be disciplined with your trading. If you show me your trades, if you showed me a spreadsheet of your trades, I could have a pretty good idea of what kind of person you are just from looking at your trades. Because I have friends, I have people that have sent me their trades, and I can see their trades, and I can just tell, like, based on their trading, I have a pretty good idea just seeing the way they trade. And if improving your trading will improve you in every aspect of your life, mentally, obviously. Well, physically too, if you take care of yourself. But I do believe that. I do believe that. Yeah. And then I just wanted to toss this in there. So why is trading so hard? And I think it activates a part of the brain. Well, they talk about this in the hour between dog and wolf. But basically, it's the closest thing that most people will ever feel like to what it's like being out on the savannah, being hunted, being prey, or being the hunter, like about to bring down the buck or the antelope or whatever. This is what it would feel like with all those emotions. I mean, the being in the markets, it triggers something primal, and I think that complete fear to complete ecstasy. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Um, and yeah, so I wrote that, and then I have a story of I met a doctor once who was a trader, and he said that he couldn't focus at his work. So he would be trading, but he couldn't when he was working with patients. He would just constantly be looking at his screen because like he couldn't not look. Like it was like so compelling. And I asked him like what his position sizing was. He said, oh, it was like 0.5% per position, not risk, just like 0.5% of his account. But that alone was like made his emotions just go nuts. And I was like, you should stick to the indexes and don't look because it's just too much for you.